Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Hills and Hollers Homesteading and Prepping. Homesteader Mike here. Just giving you a shot of that sun coming up back over the mountains. What a beautiful morning. Got the chickens taken care of this morning. Both sets and the pigs, so everybody's good to go. I just got to turn the fence back on. All right. A lot of topics covered this morning. Number one, rolling blackouts. Historical heat across the United States and Europe this year. DEF fluid shortages. DEF, diesel exhaust fluid. What do those three things mean? Let's add the fourth thing, droughts. We all know there's droughts out west, Midwest, west. And on top of all of that, the hydroelectric dams out there, their water levels are at historic lows. And there's no rain forecasted in sight for any of them. And these are all like the national and international meteorological associations, even the Farmer's Almanac and everything like that. They're all predicting like an extremely hot summer this year. And we're kind of used to that here because, I mean, it does get humid here. And so on top of that, they're talking about rolling blackouts throughout the West and the Midwest because of the lack of water and rain for the hydroelectric dams. And there's even talk of possibly diverting electricity from other parts of the country to compensate and cover for that out there. And on top of that, probably rolling blackouts in our area on the East Coast as well if they're going to start doing that. Now, add to that the diesel exhaust fluid that all diesel vehicles from 2010 and up are required to have. The vehicle will not run without it. Unless, I guess, you can find your way around it. I'm sure you could, but it would void any warranty that it would have. But depending on how old your vehicle is, that's completely and totally up to you. So huge shortages of that because it contains urea, which is a chemical fertilizer that comes from Russia. That's crazy, isn't it? Fuel prices continue to go up. The occupier seems to like high fuel prices and seems to think that's going to drive us away from fossil fuels. I don't know. I'm at a point now where I'm just kind of like, you know what? Tell me I can stay home and take care of my homestead and grow my food and grow my pigs and grow my chickens and grow my children and live my life. And that's all I want. I don't want involved in this game anymore. So, all right, we got pig butts in the morning. They've been out. They're slowly venturing farther and farther over the hill into the woods here. That's what I really like to see because they really need to get in there. Good morning. I've already fed you. Yes, I have. I've already fed you, and I'm not giving you no more food. Because you're a pig. You need to go in the woods and get your own food. You silly goose. All right. Sorry, pig play. But, you know, all this compounded. So, number one, here's what's going to happen. Diesel trucks ain't going to be able to run because they don't have the DEF fluid. There's a huge shortage of that. Rolling blackouts, historical heat, drought. Do you really think that this is going to be something that they're going to be able to keep the shelves stocked in the grocery stores with? Do you think this is something that, well, you know, I may not get my bonbons for a week, but they'll be there. And honest to goodness, people seem to think that the government's going to be there, that as soon as the shelves are empty and the 18-wheelers stop rolling, that the military is going to pull into their neighborhood and deliver them food and meals. And oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I just, and truly people think they have 100% confidence in the government. And not even close to that. Not even close to that. So if you ever want to see somebody screw something up, watch the government in action. We've obviously seen that how we are right now. Now, quickie. All right, berry bed in progress. Blackberries, raspberries in the front. 2 rows of blueberries in the middle. And then there are elderberries in the back. And we ran out of cardboard. I got plenty of wood chips. We ran out of cardboard. Had to replace 2 plants here. And I got the cardboard. That's why you see the whole big pile of it right there. And we took a bunch of trees and stuff and built us our little grape arbor. So we need to get the grapes planted, and then we can get the rest of the cardboard down and get the wood chips on it. And we'll take a lot of these stones here and we'll kind of set along the front of that, make it look real pretty. Chickens in the orchard. Turkey still wiring a path around the outside of the fence. Psycho. All right, so what does all this mean? This means we're in trouble. This means if you are not prepared, if you have not been putting food away, if you are not trying to grow any of your own food, if you are making no effort to grow any of your own food, you are going to be standing in a line. Or your potential to be standing in a line is much higher than my potential to be standing in a line. That's what I'm going to tell you. So you need to really now, you should have already been, but if you haven't, now is the time. The weather is here, the growing season is here. Get your butt in gear and start growing food. Start having alternate energy plans in place. Make sure you've got batteries, flashlights, candles, oil lamps. Make sure you've got a way to cool yourself off. Even if you get a daggone kiddie pool from Walmart, put that bugger out underneath your porch or somewhere where it's out of the direct sunlight, and put some water in it on these days where, like today, it's just right now, I mean, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, it's already so daggone humid, it's ridiculous here. But that's just, we live with that, we know that. That's no big surprise to us. But when the electric goes off, you can't circulate in the air or anything like that. If you look back through the video library on this channel, I address a lot of that, those issues to be prepared for. You know, how to cool your house a little better without, you know, the advent of electricity, you know, having the certain things in place, alternate light forms, alternate communication, water filtration, all that kind of stuff. You have to have that stuff in place, and it's just for instances like we may be facing in the future. So plan on food shortages. Ironically enough, I was talking to a couple 2 days ago who made mention that their employer, who is a government entity, has been really pressing and communicating with the employees that food shortages are coming and they need to be prepared. Now, I'm not going to say I got insider information, I know a Walmart stock boy and he just knows everything. No, that's not what I'm saying, okay? And the funny thing is, I'm a federal employee and our organization has said absolutely nothing to us about it. There's been no discussion, no nothing. And I've been biting my lip on the morning meetings to say, hey, you know, maybe we should all kind of encourage, they're not doing it. But this agency, yeah, they've been pressing their employees. And as a matter of fact, I didn't even ask. The conversation never even went towards that. The conversation was, yeah, you know, we added a berry bed this year, we added a grape arbor, and I ran out of cardboard, and we're going to be putting, oh yeah, well, our employer tells us, you know, there's food shortages coming, that we need to be prepared. They're telling everybody to do this, do that, and that was unsolicited information. So if you want to consider it insider information or hidden information or super secret squirrel stuff, I don't care. I'm a homesteader. That's my lifestyle. That's what I'm pushing towards 100%. And I'm telling you now, you need to be growing your food. You need to be securing your food. You need to be able to make sure that you have that kind of security. You need to make sure that you have flashlights, radios, alternate forms of water filtration, purification, alternate ways to keep yourself cool when it's hot. And I can tell you how you do it. You get in these woods right here. Not my woods, don't come to my woods. You get in the woods, and I can tell you this from firsthand knowledge from when we built the house, is I was digging trenches to put the utilities and stuff in. And it was so daggone hot and humid. When you dig down about 4 or 5 feet, that ground temperature gets to be about 50, 55 degrees, and it's nice. Worst case scenario, you go out and dig yourself a hole in the side of the hill, throw a little tarp over it, set in there, now it'll cool you off. There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but there is work and effort involved. And that's what I'm encouraging everybody to do. Move forward, start securing your food, make sure you're growing food. If you're already growing food, expand what you're growing. Sorry, sinuses are still jacked up. But you have to depend on yourself. The government's not coming to save you. Folks, keep working to starve that system before the system starves you, because it's trying awful daggone hard. Keep prepping, take care, and God bless.